Hi YouTube, this is Penwithers. Thought we'll do a little tutorial on track weathering. Just thought I'd show you what I use. I've got a little mini compressor here and a little Neo high water top feed air gun or airbrush. Quite a nice little piece of kit. Takes a lot of cleaning. I'll run through that in a minute. We've got thinners here. It's just like a waterborne thinners. Airbrush cleaner, you'll need quite a bit of that. Bottle of water, which I use as well for cleaning the brush through, a little container to clean out into. And they use the rail match paints. So we got sleeper grime there, which I'd use on the sleepers. Got this one which is oily steel, which I'd spray in between the tracks to resemble like oil stains through. And then I've got two different colours, a light rust and a dark rust, and that's the main bits I would use on track weathering. I'll come back to you in a moment and we'll show you how we mix the paints up and a little bit of track weathering. See you in a moment. Right, here we go. We'll have a little bit of the waterborne fillers, probably about just up, not halfway, but just below that. And then we'll have a little bit of the sleeper grime. And we don't want to, they say about 50-50, but I'll be honest, this stuff is quite thick, so I would almost say perhaps about 60-40. Turn the compressor on, put your finger over the edge of the nozzle, and hopefully you'll see that. Just pull the trigger back so it doesn't discharge the paint, and that'll see it bubbling away inside there. So you're getting nice bubbles coming up through. That will mix the paint. And then we'll just put the cap on, and then we'll start doing. Just go down the edge of the sleepers. Come back over the track, and we'll do the inner side in against the track. And the edge of the sleepers again. And then we'll fill in between. Probably only have the nozzle of it about 10 mil away from what you're spraying, and obviously you'll get the feel of how much paint's coming out. Obviously the more you pull back, the more paint will come out. I like to do, I've got these wipes, you get them in a tub, Gorilla tub. It's just wipe the top of the track off while it's still, you know, a little bit wet. I find that the acrylic paints dry out extremely quickly, and obviously this won't clean the track perfectly, but it saves a lot of hard work once the paint has dried. So that's really what we do with the first bit of weathering. I will just clean the gun out a minute, and that's the only thing I would say. If you spray a tank of paint, wash the gun through with some water and some of the cleaner between fill-ups. I learned the hard way and I've mucked up a couple of needles, but so far so good. Keeping it clean, it seems to be doing well. So I'll just clean the brush out and then we'll go about weathering up the side of the track with a bit of rust. We'll be back in a minute. Right, we've cleaned the brush out, airbrush out, so we'll go for a bit of the light rust now. Same thing again. Let's turn the compressor on, my doubt. Just press that down, press the little nozzle down. Pull back a bit on that, and there we go. Bubbling away nicely. You can see the old gloves are a good idea because that acrylic dries so quickly. So what we'll do now is just the edge of the track. You might get a little bit of overspray off the, if you keep the gun fairly close, shouldn't go too far. I'll just do the sides that we can see a minute, and with this it's better to go just a little bit at a time, but to be honest I think that gives quite a good impression not to be too heavy. I'll go and do a bit more and then I'll show you what we do to the centre. And obviously the same thing applies, just give the top of the track a quick wipe off while it's wet. It'll make cleaning off later on so much easier. There we are. We'll do a bit more and then I'll show you the last bit. Alright, so we've done the light rust down the sides of the track. Now we're going to have a bit of oily steel and just run over the centre of the track. So same thing, we'll pull back on that, mix that up. You can see that there bubbling away. Just get the cap a minute. And this we'll put down between the centre of the track, and this will replicate as if oil had been coming out of the trains over the years. I'll just give the top of the sleepers a bit of a shiny finish. On the This one in here is a siding, so I went a little bit heavier with the rust on the sides of the track because he hasn't had so much use. Right, I'll just finish that off and then I'll show you the completed bit. See you in a minute. Right, there we are. We've finished that section off now. Hopefully you can just make out, doesn't really show up brilliant, but you see the shiny section between the sleepers. That's that oily steel. So just to give it a little bit of a shine, make it look like trains have been leaking oil. So I've done all that section really, top level and the bottom level down to here. So it's quite a good section weathered up. What I did do, with the sleeper grime, I did overspray the ballast just a little bit. Just to see, well, to take the lightness out of it. But I think it's worth doing. And I went a little bit heavier on this siding, so just obviously not getting so much use. But yeah, I think it's turned out quite well. I'll leave this until tomorrow now, and then I'll clean the tracks properly. But like I say, just watch out with the airbrush and acrylic paints. They dry really quick in the gun, and if you let it dry out in that nozzle, you're in for a new needle, which I think was about £20. That's a Neo Iwater, just a fairly basic one. I think it was about £45, but I think it makes quite a difference. Obviously there's a little bit of weathered, and there's a section that I got to do next, so I'll leave that one with you, see what you think. But I think it does really finish it off. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Comments appreciated, subscriptions appreciated, and as I say, bye for now.